Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Arthur Jarrett.
It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Moving through the week, although it is going a little slow this week, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been. Right?
A little bit of a slow week, but how is our weather looking out there?
Our weather's looking pretty good. It's going to be, it won't be as hot. It'll be a little bit mild and maybe a little bit warmer for some folks getting into the forecast area, depending on where you are. Why? Because we have a few brief showers that may swing through the area this morning, and they may come back later on into the overnight hours as well. Current temperatures for you, though, you are looking at the 60s, widespread, some 70s down to the south. We're slowly but surely losing some of those, but Wisconsin Dells, Madison, and over in areas by Prairie du Chien. We're looking at this shower activity that's going to sneak through. You can see it coming in from the west and then kind of diving down on us. Eventually, it'll start to taper off. We open up the skies a little bit more so, and you see those 70s rolling in, possibly getting up to the upper 70s to around the low 80s maybe, and then we'll pick up the feels like tracker where you're going to see it's not as hot as it was just yesterday, so that's a little bit more comfortable for you to get out and about and take Fido for a nice little walk. All right, we carry over to how this plays out by the afternoon, and you're looking at least conditions to be a little bit, well, cooler to finish out the day, and that's the way it's going to play out for you. So get out and enjoy it and have a great day.
All right, Art, thank you. Turning now to some breaking news. Outgoing Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has been formally selected to become NATO's next Secretary General. The Secretary General is NATO's top international civil servant and acts as the alliance's key spokesperson and chair of all of its major committees. He'll officially take over October 1st at a difficult time for NATO amid the Ukraine war and a crucial U.S. election. Happening now, the trial is underway for jailed American reporter Evan Gershkovich in Russia. Media was briefly allowed into the courtroom before proceedings started, but now that they have started, no family, friends, or U.S. Embassy staff will be allowed into the courtroom. The 32-year-old was detained in Moscow last March when he was arrested and charged with spying. Russia alleges he acted on CIA instructions to collect secret defense and military information. He's the first journalist to be arrested on such charges since the Cold War. Prairie du Chien's mayor has declared a state of emergency as the Mississippi River continues to rise, prompting city officials to prepare to shut down access to St. Ferial Island until further notice starting Friday at midnight. The National Weather Service is predicting the river to reach over 20 feet by next week. Passes will be available to business owners to check on their businesses throughout the weekend, but no one else will be allowed on the island until officials deem it safe to return.
We remove all the porta potties, we move all the bathrooms are closed on the island, all the picnic benches are moved to higher ground, so like a ball field complex on St. Ferial Island. We have sandbags available today. We had the Department of Corrections here in town in the prison loading sandbags.
The public can contact City Hall and pick up sandbags if they feel they need them. The rising Mississippi River level is also causing Houston County to put new emergency restrictions in place. The county board approved a temporary no-wake zone restriction on the county's waterways. The new restriction will last either up to 30 days or till the water levels fall below 10 feet between the Dressbach and Genoa Dam, as well as below 12 feet between the Genoa Dam and the Iowa border for 3 consecutive days. We are now less than 5 months away from the November election, and this morning we know the outcomes of several key primary races around the country. One of them in the district just north of New York City, the most expensive congressional primary in American history. Jared Hill breaks it down for us.
George Latimer, a moderate Democrat serving as a county executive, celebrated Tuesday night after winning the Democratic congressional primary for New York's 16th district.
And if you hold a strong belief, you still must work with other people who don't share that belief because America hangs in the balance.
A not-so-veiled reference to the incumbent he defeated, two-term progressive Democrat Jamal Bowman. The former middle school principal has called Israel's actions in its war with Hamas a genocide and criticized Latimer, who received millions from outside pro-Israel American political lobbying groups. In his concession speech, Bowman remained steadfast in his criticism of Israel.
God help us build a better world where everyone understands when we say free Palestine, it is not anti-Semitic.
Bowman was also dogged by controversy, pleading guilty to pulling the Capitol fire alarm last year during votes. He'll finish up the term, but won't be back next January. Likely to return to Washington, conservative U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado.
America will rise again.
She won the Republican primary in Colorado's right-leaning 4th District, only recently moving there to avoid a tough re-election bid. Voters seemed unfazed by this video of Boebert getting kicked out of a Denver theater after causing a disturbance. And in the state next door, U.S. Representative John Curtis won Utah's GOP primary for the U.S. Senate seat Mitt Romney is vacating.
If you expect me to be Mitt Romney, I'm going to disappoint you.
But like Romney, Curtis is a moderate Republican and was not the candidate endorsed by former President Trump.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is back home on Australian soil this morning, landing within the past hour after pleading guilty to one charge. Assange's 2019 indictment lists 18 felony charges. The plea deal is for time served, since he already spent 62 months in a London prison, and only names conspiring to unlawfully obtain and disseminate classified U.S. defense information. Assange admits he did that via WikiLeaks, but argues the Espionage Act stifles free speech. Judge Juan Merchan has revised former President Donald Trump's hush money gag order. Under the adjusted order, Trump is now allowed to publicly talk about witnesses and jurors in the trial, as long as his statements do not include any identifying information. The order still bars him from discussing the prosecutors, court staff, or their family. The new gag order will remain in effect at least until a sentencing that is scheduled for July 11th. Bond is set for the man accused of a Trumpealo County road rage homicide. A judge set a $1.5 million cash bond for 61-year-old Todd Geek. He's facing various charges, including first-degree reckless homicide. He's accused of shooting and killing a man during a road rage incident on May 15th in the town of Ettrick. He'll be back in court for his initial appearance July 15th. A La Crosse County woman accused of reckless homicide has taken a plea deal. 27-year-old Rachel Brockway is pleading guilty to first-degree reckless homicide and delivering drugs. In exchange, a felony drug charge is dropped. She's been accused of selling fentanyl-laced heroin that caused the overdose death of a 31-year-old man. Brockway's sentencing is set for October. La Crosse police are investigating several shooting incidents. LCPD says officers responded to the 100 block of 3rd Street North around 1 a.m. Friday for a fight that turned into a shooting. Nobody was hurt. Then Monday night, officers responded to the 500 block of Hood Street. No one was hurt there, but officers found shell casings between 5th and Adams and 6th and Hood. Police are asking anyone with information related to these investigations to give them a call at the number on your screen. Tenants at a Chippewa Falls apartment complex are being forced out due to a sinking building. Residents on one side of the Romace Millstream apartments received evacuation notices Monday from the property owner, Meridian. The letters state they must leave immediately because the building is unsafe and continues to move. The complex houses seniors and people with disabilities. One resident reports getting his notice at 11 a.m. with an initial 4 p.m. deadline to move that was later extended to 6. He says tenants on the other side of the building were notified weeks earlier. He's now wondering why all affected tenants weren't notified right away.
I know that there are some people that have nowhere to go, flat nowhere, and still sitting in their apartments. There's no reason why, if they knew that there are problems with the building, period, that they just could have warned us all, look, you need to find a place to live.
Meridian's letter to residents says 2 sections of the building are closed indefinitely. The landlord has offered each affected tenant $1,500 to help with moving and included a list of other Meridian properties with shorter waiting lists. That list is on our website. The Biden administration may soon lift a ban that prevents American military contractors from being deployed to Ukraine. Sources say the move would help Ukraine's military repair and maintain its weapon systems. Officials in the administration are still working on the details, and President Biden has yet to give it his final approval. Assuming the White House approves the plan, officials say the change would likely go into effect before the end of the year. And happening today, President Biden is expected to announce a pardon proclamation for U.S. veterans who were convicted by the military under a law that banned gay sex. The pardon applies to those who were convicted from 1951 through 2013. One official estimates about 2,000 people will be affected. Anyone convicted of non-consensual sexual acts won't be pardoned. A pardon does not immediately change a person's discharge status. Those who receive one will have to apply to a military board of corrections to have their records changed. The time now is 6:08. Still ahead on your morning news. A software outage continues to impact car dealerships. Amazon announces the dates for its Prime Day sale, and Ford recalls over 550,000 trucks over transmission issues.
With summer season officially here, it's a great time for a financial checkup. I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with ways to save.
For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is National Coconut Day. This versatile fruit can not only be used in the kitchen as a superfood, the husk can even make biofuel and kitty litter. Coconuts are chock full of essential vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats that turn into energy. Coconut milk, coconut water, and even ice cream are great ways to cool down on these hot summer days if you're dairy-free. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news is after the break.
During the summer sale at Home Furniture, everything is on sale. Get up to 30% off regular prices. This Leslie sofa is just $9.99, and this Spindrift dining set is $12.99. Get savings throughout the showroom. The summer sale at Home Furniture ends Wednesday.
Dad always said I was special, that I would do something big someday. But for a while, we were just worried about getting to tomorrow. At UW Health, we found the team that made it their mission. Not just to get me through the day, but to give me a new life and a new kidney. Now, my future is infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
One day only, this Thursday, June 27th. Save big on Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. Washington red cherries, just $2.77 a pound. 6-pack bottles of Coke products, just $2.99. Gatorade 8-packs, just $4.99. Hy-Vee shredded cheese, 3 for just $4. And buy one, get one free Doritos. Get these great deals and more Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together. Big days or any other day. So much. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
For over 40 years, La Crosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
Right now at Homeworld Rugs, get 10% off Area Rug sale prices. Choose from many different shapes, sizes, and patterns with Area Rug experts in every showroom to help you find the perfect rug. 10% off Area Rugs going on now at Homeworld Rugs.
Well, good morning to you. Let's take a look at what we've got going on here for you. We're looking at your current conditions. Pretty decent weather currently as far as this early morning. Not as warm as it was yesterday. We're looking at widespread 60s. Again, we're holding on to some low 70s down to the southern portion of Wisconsin. Then we take a look at your current dew points, and it's backing off a bit up on the north side by Ladysmith, 55 degrees for the dew points. And so the humidity is a little bit lower also for us, picking up about 64 by Decorah, 66 also for Prairie du Chien. Take a look at what's cooking here. We've got this for you as we go right into La Crosse as well. You're looking at the possibility of the shower activity coming in, and it's somewhere around about a 30 to 40 to 50% chance depending on where you are. It gets kind of limited in some areas. Then the sunshine begins to prevail for the day. We'll get up to about 79 to 80 degrees, so it looks pretty nice for us. Then we take a look at Eau Claire. Do the same thing here. We'll get into upper 60s to around 73 degrees, drier conditions, and we'll pick up more of that sunshine to finish out the day with mild 70s, and then of course It'll start to cool it down for your evening hours. Man, oh man, I'm kind of craving Culver's right now. I don't know why. I'm looking at this. I've seen this map. I'm like, that looks like ice cream. I'm looking at this system right here, and it's going to continue to move into the area. That's for this morning. It's over the last 6 hours. And in fact, you get out today to head to your car, you'll find that the roadways are already wet for you currently. We'll carry over into the remainder of this. We get into the afternoon, maybe a light sprinkle coming up from the north, and that's about it. You take a look here at the river levels. Also, we're looking at the possibility of more flooding as we get into the latter portion of the week and into next week. Why? Because that's when the rainfall really starts to head back to our area. That's your forecast.
All right, Art, thank you. In your consumer news this morning, if you need a new car, you might be out of luck if you want it this week. CDK Global says its software systems won't be back online before Sunday. That's the company that provides all sorts of software to nearly 15,000 dealers. The technology is responsible for a variety of things like scheduling, records, and parts delivery. The system has been down since last week due to a cybersecurity incident. Since then, some dealers have gone old school and resorted to using pens and paper to fulfill their orders. Ford is recalling more than 550,000 of its pickup trucks because of a risk of transmission malfunction. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says this recall covers some F-150 trucks made in 2014. The problem is the potential loss of a signal between the powertrain and the transmission. That can result in the truck downshifting into first gear, no matter how fast it's going. Dealers were recently notified of the issue. Ford says it'll start mailing notification letters to owners July 1st. Shoppers, time to circle your calendars because Amazon has announced its 10th Prime Day event will take place July 16th and 17th. If you're a Prime member, you'll have exclusive access to millions of deals. The vice president of Amazon Prime says overall customers saved nearly $24 billion last year from deals and coupons, and Prime members have enjoyed the vast majority of those savings. Summer is, of course, here. Many people thinking of vacations and fun in the sun, but CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it's also a good time to examine your finances and find some ways to save.
Many people have their money in low-interest accounts, but there are much better options for growing your savings. Interest rates have remained at 23-year highs for almost 2 years, but not for long. Before the Federal Reserve starts to cut, check out high-yield savings accounts, money markets, or certificates of deposit. You may be able to earn 4 or 5% on your money. Next, although inflation is slowing, the cost of home and auto insurance has skyrocketed. To save, consider bundling home and auto plans to get a better price. And look for discounts. Many providers will lower your rates if you make upgrades like storm windows or a security system. Car owners with older vehicles may want to consider cutting back on certain parts of their coverage to save. Finally, it's time to cancel unwanted subscriptions once and for all. Many people sign up for a free trial but forget to cancel before they get charged. Double check your credit card bills to make sure you're not paying for any services you don't want or need.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:17. Let's check in with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett for a look at our forecast.
All right, and away we go. Taking a look, a bit cooler conditions for today. Fairly dry until Friday. Yes, we have a little bit of light rainfall kind of sneaking through the area in the form of some light showers. And then we'll see as we go deeper into today, we'll have a really nice looking afternoon for us. Gradual rising of our regional rivers as well as our local rivers. So bear that in mind as we go deeper into Friday and, of course, Monday, Tuesday, and early morning on Wednesday. Current visibility right now, looking at the possibility of more of this fog and low cloud activity kind of moving out of the area now, and we're kind of clearing it out gradually. So a good looking day to start. Hopefully your morning commute won't be pushed in with a little bit of fog this early morning, so you're okay so far. We dipped down just a wee bit, but we've gotten better. Rain forecast as we go deeper into the afternoon. You may see a little blip of rainfall by Red Wing, possibly Eau Claire, and portions of Marshfield, and then continuing on, we may see a little blip or two by Eau Claire again by the 6 o'clock hour, and so that continues on. But we're looking at good looking skies, partly cloudy conditions. Here's a new zone forecast today. Well, away we go. 79 degrees as you get up to the north, and then West Salem looking at 80 degrees. Get down into Barr, you're looking at 79 degrees there. So pretty randomly selected there for you. You're also picking up more of those 70s as you go right into portions from La Crescent and then all the way down into Lansing, picking up over in Hayes Mills. You're looking at conditions to be pretty nice out there. 81 degrees, possibly 83 as you get deeper into Wabasha, excuse me for pronouncing that incorrectly. We get into Blair, 78 degrees. Also about 76 with Sparta, about 79, and La Crosse at 79 degrees as well. I took the temperatures down from 81 that they were looking for earlier. We'll hold on to at least the north zone again. Ladysmith at 71. We get into Chippewa Falls, 75 degrees, and of course over in Augusta, 76 degrees for you. Good looking day. So across the board, here's the rainfall I wanted to show you in the early morning hours. We're having this right now as we roll, or at least within this hour, we're having this right now, and then continuing on to finish out the mid-morning hours. Eau Claire, you've got the sunshine, you're doing much better. Then you're going to get into at least some mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy conditions. The river levels, as I've mentioned, from again the minor flood stage, eventually next week we're going to see them kind of pop into the moderate flood stage, so it's going to be a rough go once we get a little bit of an extra rainfall into the picture over Friday as well as portions of Monday and of course on Tuesday. Here it is right now, 79 degrees expected today. Cooler showers at night as we go into Thursday, but a good looking day to start. 76, 77 by Friday. You're looking at a little bit of light rainfall possibly in the form of showers. More sunshine for the weekend. Get out and enjoy. There's lots of stuff to do. We have upper 70s to the middle 70s to finish out the weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, and then possibly in the early morning and overnight again for Wednesday, showers back into the picture. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. Time now is 6:20. Still ahead. Melatonin may help more than just your sleep schedule. Coming up in your morning medical news, we'll take a look at why a new study is suggesting it could also help prevent the progression of a common eye disease.
Coming up at the Blitz, the Loggers going for their 7th straight win. Plus, the Brewers going for another series win, this time against the Rangers. That and more coming up.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Thankfully, American Waterworks offers proven, warranted solutions. Typically less expensive than full replacement and more efficient and lightweight than mud jacking, our methods are designed to last. After all, your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium-iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Get ready to save huge at the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now. We're celebrating with huge discounts on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedrooms, dining rooms, lift chairs, and more. Our warehouse is overstocked and we need to move some furniture fast. That means incredible savings for you. Find July 4th deals on the best brands in the furniture and mattress business. Do not miss the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now.
Have you ever had to move? It's brutal. Why do we have so much stuff? Well, at Chrysler Winona, we're moving, and we're trying to pack light by throwing out some great deals. A lightly used 23 Grand Cherokee L with third row, heated seats, and remote start is just $38,990. Or pre-owned Chrysler Pacifica with heated leather and seating for 7 starting at just $23,990. So come see us before we move at Chrysler Winona, downtown Winona.
Welcome to the Blitz. It's that time of the year. Quite a bit of Northwoods League action last night. Loggers going for their 7th straight win on the baseball side, and for the softball side, the Steam had 2 games at Copeland Park up against Mankato. Let's go there. La Crosse taking the field with the help of area Girl Scouts, but the Steam in some trouble early. Runner on second for Emma Lee, and she lines one out to right field. That scores a run. Habanero will start this game in front. Steam then trying to answer. Ashley Wolf gets things started with a single to left field. And the next batter, Grace Frechette, steps in and she gets a good piece of this pitch, but it is caught out in center field. Wolf trying to steal, she gets doubled up, and just like that, there are 2 outs. Mankato then will take a 9-0 lead. Steam trying to make the comeback. Avery Makaritz with the bases loaded, infield base hit. That scores a run. Steam get on the board, but Mankato would run away with this one. 15-2 the final. Let's run it back. We've got another game to play, and this time the Steam getting the scoring started. Wolf on third. Ball gets away from the catcher, and she has some wheels. Slides into home. Lacrosse takes a 1-0 lead. Later in the inning, another runner on third, and this time Makaritz pops one out to deep left field. Should be deep enough to score a run, and it is. Steam go up by 2. How about some defense in this one? Mankato trying to lay down a bunt. Valerie Osthoff comes out of nowhere for the diving grab. Heck of a catch by the former DeSoto Pirate. Good start for Lacrosse, but Mankato would score 4 in the 7th as the Habaneros take the win 6-4. Loggers in action in Duluth for a doubleheader, hoping to come home with a couple more wins. Bottom 4, Lacrosse down 3. Derek Mitchell sends one the other way. That makes it 6-5 Huskies. Then the Loggers were down 4 twice in this game, but the comeback kids would not be denied. RJ Hamilton ropes this one down the line. That scores 2 and gives Lacrosse the lead for the moment. But this one, we get to extras. It's Mitchell again, though, going the other way. That puts the visitors back in front. Then coming up here is some aggressive base running. It's going to pay off as the catcher decides to throw down on the steal. Yeah, bad choice. Mitchell coasts home for an insurance run, and that would be the difference as the Loggers win 13-12. Crew back in action, looking to lock up at least a series victory over the Rangers. This will help. Jackson Churio ties things up at 1 with that single to right. And then coming up in the 5th, how good has this guy been this year? Joey Ortiz is going to sit on this slider, and he is going to sky a moonshot that just keeps carrying into the moon. That solo shot is Ortiz's 7th home run of the year, and he gives Milwaukee the lead. Another guy that has stepped up big time this season, Bryce Terang. Look at this play coming up here. Flashing the leather out at second base. Heck of a diving play. Pitching was great last night, and the bats did enough as the Crew continues their dominance at AmFam Field, winning 3-1. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
To me, it's the worst thing a parent can face. My daughter was pregnant, and she was about to lose her baby. Because of the extreme abortion ban in her state, we were about to lose her as well. Doctors were not even allowed to help Mandy until she was near death. I'm conservative, but that makes no sense. An extreme abortion ban almost killed my daughter. A national abortion ban would be devastating for all families.
It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, with incredible values for every room in your home. Stunning sofas and sectionals, the latest bedrooms, exciting new dining rooms, and the best selection of leather around. Now's the time to take advantage of big savings on quality brands like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Stressless. Plus, there's 48-month special financing and free gas just for shopping Drury's. More choices, better values. It's the 4th of July sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Senor Villa. At Senor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Senor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Senor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
In your morning medical news, some seniors across the U.S. continue to take aspirin every day, even though they shouldn't be. Since aspirin thins the blood, outdated guidance recommended a low dose daily to reduce the risk of blood clots. But experts warn taking aspirin daily could also come with undue consequences, like excessive bleeding. The latest research found nearly 30% of adults 60 or older are still using aspirin. Seniors are advised to talk to their healthcare professional to find out if a daily low dose aspirin is still recommended for you. The CDC has reported 745 cases of dengue so far this year. That's the highest on record. Climate change has made the U.S. more hospitable to the types of mosquitoes that transmit the viruses. Though most people get over dengue with supportive therapy, it has a 13% fatality rate when untreated. A vaccine exists, but it's no longer being produced due to a lack of demand. A new study suggests melatonin supplements may help with more than just sleep. Mandy Gaither explains it may also prevent a common eye disease.
In older adults, it's the most common cause of severe loss of eyesight. Age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, blurs your central vision.
It's one of the most devastating conditions up there with a diagnosis of cancer or even a heart attack. Losing your sight and losing your central vision really is imperative to many patients and keeping their overall mental status stable.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Rishi Singh with Cleveland Clinic says right now antioxidant vitamins are mostly used to prevent AMD, but it doesn't always stop the progression of the disease. So he and other researchers started studying the potential benefits of a supplement commonly used to improve sleep.
We've learned that melatonin obviously has some really potent antioxidant effects and also has some benefits in regards to pigment within the retina.
The study followed more than 121,000 patients ages 50 and above with no history of AMD and found taking melatonin was linked to a reduced risk of developing the eye disease. And in more than 66,000 patients who already had a slow progressing form of AMD, the study found melatonin takers were less likely to progress to severe stages of the disease when compared to those who didn't take the supplement. While more clinical research needs to be done, Singh says patients at increased risk of AMD should talk to a doctor.
This is a very valuable, I think, conversation to have with your eye doctor to determine if it's right for you.
Dr. Singh says the next steps for the study will be to start a clinical trial with patients who receive melatonin and those who don't. Further research progression of the disease is also needed. The Wisconsin Elections Commission says there are enough signatures from voters in Assembly Speaker Robin Voss's old assembly district to force a recall. The 6 elections officials will vote whether to order a recall election tomorrow, but it's unclear whether the 2022 or new district lines would be used. Republican voters have targeted Voss because he's refused to decertify President Biden's 2020 win in the state and refused to impeach Elections Administrator Megan Wolf. If granted, a recall would be held August 6th. If Voss loses that, he'd only be out of office for the rest of the year. He could win the general election in November and be back in office in January. A Madison area judge says disabled voters should be able to vote electronically from home this fall. Dane County Judge Everett Mitchell granted a temporary injunction allowing disabled voters who can't read or mark paper ballots to request absentee ballots via email for the November election. The state attorney general opposed the lawsuit, citing insufficient time to train officials on electronic ballots and create disability-compatible ballots. Plaintiffs argued the state already has an electronic system for military and overseas voters. The La Crosse Area Genealogical Society is working to restore and preserve local cemetery headstones. Every year, the society cleans a different section of Oak Grove Cemetery in La Crosse. Teams brush off headstones, photograph them, and transcribe the information to make the cemetery searchable online at findagrave.com. The Society's president says this effort helps preserve the history of past generations, ensuring their stories remain accessible for future research and remembrance.
We're all genealogists and we all care about family history, and
I guess you'd call it, this is a way of kind of genealogists giving back to people other than ourselves. So.
If you'd like to take part in cleaning up headstones, the archives at the La Crosse Public Library has free kits you can rent with all the materials you'll need. A company is forging a path to provide rural Minnesota with better internet. This week, Austin Tech broke ground in Dakota, Minnesota to begin replacing old internet lines with fiber optic ones. This project will provide fiber internet to 623 businesses and farms in the area.
Since COVID, we found out that there's been a lot more people working from home and not going to the office as much. That has increased substantially. So while they're working from home now, they're not going to have any limitations on what they can do to get their work done.
The project is expected to last until fall of 2025 and cost about $8 million. A state grant will cover just over $3 million of that. The Crawford County Conservation Area just got a major upgrade. The Plum Creek Conservation Area planted more than 11,000 trees this spring, thanks in part to the USDA. The project will provide much-needed habitat to the area's species. News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains how a federal aid program made that possible.
It doesn't look like much now, but give it some time, and this bare landscape will transform into a forest, meant as a shelter for migratory birds.
It's really high conservation value for birds coming from Central and South America.
The Mississippi Valley Conservancy manages the Plum Creek Conservation Area. This May, the group joined with volunteers to plant 11,200 trees across 18 acres.
Our communities find extreme value in preserving that unique biodiversity.
The effort partially funded through the USDA's Conservation Reserve Program.
If there's species that you're looking to protect that are endangered, they can pay you, cost share some of the establishment costs, so help paying for the trees and getting them on the site, and then also giving us an annual payment.
For the next 15 years, the CRP will help fund the ongoing land maintenance.
In the first 3 years, we're going to be controlling weeds pretty heavily, so they have a good job of growing up and becoming successful canopy trees.
Wright says with the funding, they could plant a diverse mix of trees.
One of the things we want to do is bring back the species that were dominant before settlement, so especially oaks are such an important part of our landscape. Getting them back on site is really important to helping the species that are so unique to the Driftless area.
And they say the project will reach farther than just Plum Creek.
Increasing the biodiversity on one property will cause kind of a domino effect onto the neighboring properties, and everybody's biodiversity and ecosystem health will ultimately be improved.
Reporting in Crawford County, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now, This Morning.
There's another CRP-funded project coming to Plum Creek. This fall, the Conservancy will convert 172 acres of row crop into prairie plants. Time now is 6:36. Here's News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our morning commute.
All right, all that lush land you just saw, that's because of the rainfall they get in the storm activity. We're going to be a bit cooler, but we will have a few more showers kind of sweeping through the area this morning. They're kind of light, so bear that in mind as they kind of push through the mid-morning hours, and then we get the sunshine for everybody and partly cloudy skies in some cases. Gradual rising of our local rivers as well as the regional rivers, so that's going to carry over all the way into the start of July as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Here's a look at that rainfall you can see from 1 o'clock and then moving on. In fact, you're going to see into Friday, this rainfall is going to pick up, but it's gradually backing off. You can see it kind of moving in toward Minneapolis, and it was supposed to be close to moving into La Crosse by the early morning hours. Now it's backing off to the afternoon. We have the rainfall that's coming in after the flooding. You can see it's minor flooding getting into at least moderate flooding over the next few days as we go into next week. You'll also pick up the current temperatures widespread in the 60s for us. Very comfortable indeed. And as I've mentioned, we are not as cold as we are, not as hot or warm as we have been. Here's a look at how we're cooling off over the last 24 hours. In fact, you're going to see a little bit of fog we had earlier as now we're back to at least 10 miles of visibility, so your fog is not really a problem for this early morning. High temperatures today expected, 70s widespread, maybe some low 80s as well. That's your forecast. I'll have more coming up in just a bit. Okay.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Abby is turning 8 years old today. She loves playing soccer, baseball, and dancing.
And Samuel is also turning 8 today. He loves playing with Legos and playing on the computer.
All right, so if you know someone special turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, or 80, or 88 years old as well, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. It is National Dairy Month. After the break, we're joined by Alice in Dairyland. She'll share some quick and easy ways to celebrate this fun holiday.
How did CEO Eric Hovde become a multimillionaire California banker? Let's take a look. Hovde's family rigged the system to rake in $30 million in government subsidies and loans. And now he's sheltering his wealth in shady tax havens around the world. So it's no surprise Hovde supports more tax cuts for corporations and millionaire bankers like himself, while working families pay the price. That's bank CEO Eric Hovde. Never been on our side, never will be. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
The pain level was over 10. There's days where I just sat and cried and asked the good Lord to take me. And my doctor recommended that I go to Good Feet and try the arch supports. And I took about 3-4 steps, turned around and went and sat back down and started to cry. It was the first time that I had no pain. I'm not an actor. I want people to know my testimony. I want them to know what arch supports can do from Good Feet.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Injured in a car accident? Ensure you're fairly compensated for your losses. Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben. The insurance company's only concern is to settle your case quickly and for as little as possible. Schwabel, Getz & Sieben will fight for you in getting a fair settlement. Call the Minnesota Personal Injury Powerhouse, Schwabel, Getz & Sieben, or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation. Representing accident victims for over 50 years.
Get ready to save huge at the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now. We're celebrating with huge discounts on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedrooms, dining rooms, lift chairs, and more. Our warehouse is overstocked and we need to move some furniture fast. That means incredible savings for you. Find July 4th deals on the best brands in the furniture and mattress business. Do not miss the King Furniture Independence Day sale going on now.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Store your tools and organize your garage with our wide selection of Master Force storage products. They're heavy duty and designed to last a lifetime. Get this tall garage storage cabinet for $499.99 after rebate. Check out our great selection of Bright Lux lights. They're perfect for illuminating both your indoor and outdoor spaces. Get this 12-foot LED color changing string light for just $999 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to your local weather as we get into it. A bit cooler today, so not as warm as we were yesterday. Yikes, right? Fairly dry conditions until Friday, excuse me. Then we get into gradual rising of our local rivers and streams, and that means we're going to see a little bit of flooding still kind of moving to the area. Visibility, not an issue right now. It's gotten a lot better for us, so everybody's around 10 miles of visibility. However, we've had some rainfall move into the picture, so that continues to track through the area, and that'll do so through the mid-morning hours. You can see most of it kind of just undercuts Eau Claire and then moves over Winona, La Crosse, all the way over to Sparta, and then of course portions of Decorah all the way down to Prairie du Chien. All right, so that being said, we take it a little bit farther. After all that begins to clear out, you're going to be seeing another batch possibly coming in, but it's much lighter, this time coming directly from the north. That'll go to Ladysmith as well as Eau Claire, but it is much lighter. In fact, you may not even feel anything but a sprinkle, maybe a light shower if you're lucky. All right, so that being said, the outflow boundary continues to push down to the south, and that's going to spur the possibility of more light showers to sprinkles, and as that continues out of the way, we get into the 8 o'clock hour and it's pretty much done. We may see something like that again in the overnight hours. So take a look at this as we get into it here. This is what's going to happen for us. Rain amounts out of that, and you can see this model, the HRRR model, saying not much out there. But then you switch over to the graph model, and the graph model is going to show us that we've got a little bit extra little rainfall there. You can see 1/10 of an inch or less, from some cases down to 1/4 of an inch or less. And in fact, that's how much rainfall we've been picking up. You can see it a lot starting to pick up to the east as well. And so that means we'll get something on the ground out of it, but nothing that will really exacerbate our local flooding issues. We get into your zone forecast, some 70s and near 80-degree mark here. We'll carry that all the way down to the south zone as well, where we have a mix of warmer conditions. Still a little bit more humid down in that direction, so we're looking at least some low 80s possibly. Then we pick it up going into the central zone, where we see 70s widespread to the lower 80s. And then as we go into the north zone again, you're picking up some sunshine as well. What a good-looking day up there. 76 degrees in Fall Creek, and of course you go into Loyal, you're looking at again some good-looking weather there. All right, so how about this? La Crosse, looking at that rainfall as I mentioned before, from 7 a.m. all the way until about 8 a.m. Then it's done. Sunshine will prevail. Eau Claire, you've already in there, and it's in the sunshine right now, so it's looking pretty good for you. Moderate flooding possible as we go into next week. You're going to see this continue on right now. All the rivers are right now into minor flooding. Your 7-day forecast will take you into how this all plays out. We're looking at least 79 degrees today. You've got those showers I just showed you. Then some showers coming in overnight as we go into Thursday. The possibility of a thunderstorm overnight still, well, the question's still up in the air. We'll also be picking up going into the weekend. Really nice conditions, getting into 70s and then lower to middle 70s once you get into Sunday. Rain and storms possible for Monday in the afternoon and into the overnight areas. And then eventually we're going back to maybe some showers to finish out on Tuesday.
All right, Art, thank you. Well, June is National Dairy Month. Here to help showcase this special occasion and tell the story of the dedicated dairy farmers who make a major impact in their communities is Wisconsin's 76th Allison Dairyland, Ashley Hagenow. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning. Thank you both for having me.
Yes, nice to see you again. So what can we all discover about America's Dairyland during this National Dairy Month?
Well, there are so many things to discover this month for June, and I've had so much fun traveling to dairy breakfasts and other events, but what's really fun to discover this month is our hardworking dairy farming families.
Yes.
Around 95% of our dairy farms here in Wisconsin are family owned.
Wow.
So we can discover the family legacy of Wisconsin dairy and also how our dairy farmers are deeply committed and connected to the land and animals that they care for, which provides us all with delicious milk to enjoy.
Oh.
Yeah, that is great. And what did you bring here today?
So I have a really fun recipe and a very unique recipe as well. The cake I have on display, we're gonna call it an aged cheddar rhubarb upside down cake.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this cake batter actually incorporates specialty cheddar cheese into the batter.
Okay.
We also add sour cream and butter as some of our Wisconsin dairy products.
Right.
And of course, we top it with whipped cream. So it's a very refreshing summer flavor that is brought out in this cake. I think it would be great to enjoy at a picnic or barbecue or work function you might have this summer.
Yeah, that's so great for Wisconsin. So it's sweet. It just has a little bit of the cheddar in there.
Yes, it's very sweet mostly.
Okay.
You really don't get a lot of savory notes. The cheese just blends really nicely in with the rest of the flavors. I think it adds a little bit of moisture to the cake as well. And you just go ahead and add in those Wisconsin dairy products to enjoy for June Dairy Month.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right, awesome.
All right, so June is a very good time to try new recipes. So what are some ways we can try Wisconsin cheese?
So there are so many ways to try and celebrate Wisconsin cheese. I also have examples of the Proudly Wisconsin Dairy Badge or the Proudly Wisconsin Cheese Badge. So if you are looking to support local and support Wisconsin dairy this summer, be on the lookout for that badge, because when you see that badge on various products like we have displayed or other dairy products in the grocery store, you know that that milk has been made and processed here in Wisconsin to then be created into all of these delicious dairy products.
Yeah, you know, I do find myself looking for it. Since talking to you so many times, I do find myself looking for it. Any other ways we can celebrate Dairy Month?
Another great way to celebrate June Dairy Month is through attending a Breakfast on the Farm event or another local Dairy Month event. So we're nearing the end of June, but we are still having so many Breakfast on the Farm events to celebrate. This weekend I'll be in Dunn County and a few other other locations to celebrate June Dairy Month, and we'll continue those celebrations really all summer. But what these events are about is getting on a farm and seeing technology and sustainability in action while having the chance to meet our dairy farmers.
Yeah, so we've got a local one up on the screen right now, so that looks great. That's this Sunday. And then before we go, Ashley, it is your last time coming here as Alice in Dairyland. So we've got a new Alice that'll be joining us next time, right?
We do. Her name is Haley Heinzel. She was selected as the 77th Alice back in May in Door County as part of the Alice in Dairyland Finals. She is originally from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and she has so much energy, so much passion, so much excitement for Wisconsin agriculture. So I'm so excited to see what she brings to the role as Alice, and she will start very soon on Monday, July 8th.
Okay, so she is getting ready to take over. We have so enjoyed our time getting to know you, and we will miss you, but you know, we're excited for the next Alice, and we're excited to see what you do. So thanks again for being a friend of our show.
Thank you so much. It's been so much fun visiting this past year.
Yes, we've loved having you. And stay with us. We're back right after this.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Save up to $500 on select mattresses. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase on all in-store purchases. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
To me, it's the worst thing a parent can face. My daughter was pregnant and she was about to lose her baby. Because of the extreme abortion ban in her state, we were about to lose her as well. Doctors were not even allowed to help Mandy until she was near death. I'm conservative, but that makes no sense. An extreme abortion ban almost killed my daughter. A national abortion ban would be devastating for all families.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium-iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Blocked from watching the big match? Save the day by using the Bank of America customized cash rewards card and choose to earn 3% cash back on online purchases, like live streaming.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
Download the News 8000 app today.
There's been more than a few changes over the years. But if there's one thing that hasn't changed, it's our commitment. 70 years and counting. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back at 6:51. Time for your morning news now, starting with some breaking news. Outgoing Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has been formally selected to become NATO's next Secretary General. The Secretary General is NATO's top international civil servant and acts as the alliance's key spokesperson and chair of all of its major committees. He'll officially take over on October 1st at a difficult time for NATO amid the Ukraine war and a crucial U.S. election. Happening now, the trial is underway for jailed American reporter Evan Gershkovich in Russia. Media was briefly allowed into the courtroom before proceedings. Now, no reporters, friends, family, or even U.S. Embassy staff will be allowed in the courtroom. The 32-year-old was detained in Moscow in March of last year when he was arrested and charged with spying. Russia alleges he acted on CIA instructions to collect secret defense and military information. He's the first journalist to be arrested on such charges since the Cold War. La Crosse police investigating several shooting incidents. They say officers responded to the 100 block of 3rd Street North around 1 a.m. Friday for a fight that turned into a shooting, though nobody was hurt. Then Monday night, officers responded to the 500 block of Hood Street. No one was hurt, but officers found shell casings between 5th and Adams and 6th and Hood. Police are asking anyone with information to contact them at the number on your screen. Prairie du Chine's mayor has declared a state of emergency as the Mississippi River continues to rise, prompting city officials to prepare to shut down access to St. Ferial Island until further notice starting Friday at midnight. The National Weather Service is predicting the river to reach over 20 feet by next week. Passes will be available to business owners to check on their businesses throughout the weekend, but no one else will be allowed on the island until officials deem it safe to return.
We remove all the porta potties, we move all the bathrooms are closed on the island. All the picnic benches are moved to higher ground, so like a ball field complex on St. Ferial Island. We have sandbags available today. We had the Department of Corrections here in town in the prison loading sandbags.
And if you need some of those sandbags, you can contact City Hall. The rising Mississippi River level is also causing Houston County to put new emergency restrictions in place. The county board approved a temporary no-wake zone on the county's waterways. Those restrictions will last either up to 30 days or if the water levels fall below 10 feet between the Dressbach and Genoa Dam, as well as below 12 feet between the Genoa Dam and the Iowa border for 3 consecutive days. Happening today, President Biden expected to announce a pardon proclamation for U.S. veterans who are convicted by the military under a law banning gay sex. The pardon applies to those who were convicted from 1951 through 2013, and one official estimates that about 2,000 people will be affected. Anyone convicted of non-consensual sexual acts won't be pardoned. A pardon does not immediately change a person's discharge status. Those who receive one will have to apply to a military board of corrections to have their records changed. A company is forging a path to provide rural Minnesota with better internet. This week, Austin Tech broke ground in Dakota, Minnesota to replace internet lines with fiber optic ones. This project will provide fiber internet to 623 businesses and farms in the Dakota area.
Since COVID, we found out that there's been a lot more people working from home and not going to the office as much. That has increased substantially. So while they're working from home now, they're not going to have any limitations on what they can do to get their work done.
The project is expected to last till fall of 2025 and cost about $8 million. The state grant will cover more than $3 million of that.
All right, your local weather here as we get into it. You're going to La Crosse with a little bit of light rainfall in the form of shower activity. And we are looking at about 1/4 of an inch or less for the morning. Eau Claire is all nice and dry. Sunshine on the way for you as we get into the day. And we'll also be seeing the rain forecast is going to pick up and exacerbate the flooding going on into next week as well. As we roll into the next several days, we'll see 79 degrees expected today. More 70s to get into Friday, with Saturday and Sunday to be much cooler. And then high pressure builds back in. We start to see rainfall and showers working back across the forecast zone. Back to you.
All right, a rare $500 banknote from the 1930s is to be put on sale by England-based auctioneer today. Images from Hanson's Auctioneers show the $500 banknote, which they say was printed in 1934. The note is part of a major collection of rare USA notes uncovered in Wales. Hanson's Auctioneers say, adjusted for inflation, the $500 note would be worth over $11,000 now. The auctioneers say notes of such high value were rarely seen in 1934. They were sometimes used for large purchases like land or property. Wish we could buy some land with $500 today, huh?
Tell me about it, huh?
Well, thank you for starting your morning with us on News 8 Now this morning. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Wednesday.